Coming up, we'll give you a rundown of the last week, who's hot, who's not, and what we want to see from the week ahead. And it's time to get serious and start thinking about trade targets. With around 5 weeks away from the deadline, we'll give you some names to keep an eye on. Then we'll wrap it up by announcing our Week 1 giveaway winner. All that and so much more. So stick around.
3 guys, 2 generations, 1 baseball team. Just when you thought there were too many mediocre Guardians podcasts, we're here to bring you one more. This is the Die Hard Guards podcast with your hosts Brent, Tim, and Zian.
This is the Die Hard Guards podcast. I'm your host, Brent, here with my father, Tim.
Hi.
And my brother, Zian.
Hey.
Today's episode is brought to you, as always, by our friends at FOCO. FOCO is one of the leading manufacturers of officially licensed sports collectibles. They have incredible product options from bobbleheads to apparel and more. Find the best Cleveland Guardians gear at FOCO.com. That's FOCO.com. Or click on the link in the description below and use code DHGuards10 to save 10% at checkout. Offer applies to in-stock FOCO products only. Pre-order items do not apply. Find your fandom with FOCO.
Get those bobbleheads, folks.
Get those bobbleheads.
FOCO has the best bobbleheads.
Get those bobbleheads.
Get the bobbleheads.
Do you want 10% off? Do you like free stuff? I don't know.
Go get it.
Maybe not free, but anyway, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the past week. It has been...
Do we have to?
It's been a weird
We have
week.
to start with the last week?
So first of all, I have good news and bad news. What do you want first?
I don't know.
Always start with the bad news.
Start with the bad news. The bad news is we're still 9 games back in the division, and everyone pretty much sucked the last
I got to
week.
be honest with you, the way we played, that's the good news. I
The
think that's
good news-
We're only 9 games back.
The good news is we went 4-2 this week.
Yeah.
But, you know, you do what you're supposed to do against teams like, I guess you can't call them Oakland anymore, can you?
No.
Ooh, what do you call them?
Vegas.
Just the
Sacramento.
Sacramento A's.
The Sacramento A's. Yeah. 4-2 though.
We'll take it.
You're right there.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I'll take it. So you're second in the division, still 9 games back. As of right now, you're the 3rd wild card. If the season ended today, which I wish it did, spare us the agony.
No, we have to turn this around before it ends.
Spare us the agony. Give us the 3rd wild card and just see what happens. But you've got 5 teams, including 2 division rivals, breathing down your neck. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Listen.
It's stressful, man.
Our division went from, at the beginning of the season, started off super hot, went from being the best division in the American League to now we only have 2 teams above 500 in our division, and everyone floundered over the last couple weeks.
I'm getting to that age where I really got to start watching my cardiovascular system. And this team, they get my heart going, and not in a good way.
All right, listen. It's I take full responsibility. I take full responsibility for your angst, that you were born into this. It's a generational thing. You just have to suffer through it. But during this course of this week, all right, this last week,
we pretty much found out that everyone is just a bunch of losers.
Not true. Not true.
But hey, you can still win games, though.
Listen, today against the A's, Ciccone pitched a great game.
Ciccone was phenomenal. And
Ortiz yesterday.
Ortiz was great.
Well,
It was against the A's.
Even Bybee had the weirdest line. What did he have? 10 strikeouts,
lost, 4-1,
11 hits.
Yeah.
Gave up 4, and he couldn't get any run support. Complete
strange.
game.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't win a game scoring 1 run or no run. You can't do that.
Just bizarre. But ultimately, like I listed every hitter, and I just want to go over them real quick.
Let's just run through what we did in the
Everybody's
last 7
last 7
games.
games.
Yeah, let's just look at it as a whole.
The leader in the clubhouse, of course, as always, everyone expected Angel Martinez. Over his last 7, he's hitting 320 with an 840 OPS.
All right, but listen,
Good for him.
overall,
Good for him.
Overall this year,
he's up and down.
yeah, he's
been up and down.
220.
But I'm really glad to see him
it's
have
a nice stretch.
really good stretch. Let's see if he can put a couple weeks together here.
Yes.
It's 1 week at a time.
Yep.
Jose hitting 296 with a 789 OPS.
Again, hitting 320 on the season, but
exactly. He's cooled off a little bit, but cooled off for Jose is still an all-star.
Yeah.
Stephen Kwan only hitting 269 with a 706 OPS.
That's just a small sample size because he's hitting 320, whatever he's hitting now. Yeah, exactly.
He'll be fine. We know Stephen Kwan is Stephen Kwan. He's going to be okay. Daniel Schneemann is only hitting 190 with a 561 OPS.
Yeah, it's not helping his season.
That's a rough last 7.
Yeah. And we gotta tell you, going into this last week, maybe 2 weeks or so for Daniel Schneemann, I gotta be honest with you, he may have been getting some all-star votes at second base in the American League.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been voting for Daniel Schneemann for the All-Star game.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't the only one. I'm telling you, you weren't the only one.
Totally unbiased.
If you were looking you were just a baseball fan and you were going to vote according to who was having the best season, you would have looked it up and said Daniel Schneemann. You would have put a vote in for him.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If Ernie Clement had played enough games to qualify at second base, he probably gets my vote because he's having a career year.
Career year up in Toronto. That's right.
He does not get my vote.
But there's some bad blood here. We should explore this a little bit.
Play good for our baseball team one of these years.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That is a good point. You make a point, Zian.
Good point.
You make a point. Play good for the Guardians.
Yeah, screw you, Ernie. What do you think this is? You don't get free votes around here.
Toronto.
America. Right?
Let's go.
Is that what we're doing?
Let's go.
Lane Thomas in his last 7. Does he know he's playing baseball?
Well. Okay.
Like what?
Okay, listen. Here's
his 349 OPS over his last 7 games.
I feel so bad for Lane Thomas. Listen, Lane Thomas came in last year in a tough situation where we're a really good team playing well and we're trying to get better. He steps in to our team from a really bad team and plays really well for us in stretches.
He
and
did what he was supposed to
playoffs,
do last year.
Did everything he needed to do. He's coming into now. This season is his contract season. He's playing for a contract in Major League Baseball. All right, he's playing for a new contract because he is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. And he comes out. Not only does he not hit, then he gets hurt, misses a whole big stretch, and then comes back and still has trouble putting it together. I feel terrible for Lane Thomas. Lane Thomas is literally, if he doesn't turn this thing around and start to hit now, soon, at least the second half of the season, whatever it takes, he lost millions of dollars.
I'll tell you what, if the Guardians want to bring back Lane Thomas next year, I'm sure we can get him on a minor league deal.
Well, I can tell you that if he doesn't hit the rest of the season,
oh no, yeah,
we won't even be in that conversation.
I don't feel bad for Lane Thomas. I feel bad for every fan that has had to watch the Cleveland outfield, center and right field specifically since Sin-Shu Chu was in right field. It has been horrible ever since.
Every time Lane Thomas picks up a bat, I feel bad for myself.
Yeah, I have to watch this at bat.
Guys, take it easy on Lane.
Do you think he could be a pitcher?
-2 WAR, by the way.
It is a bad.
He's on pace for -2 WAR.
Yes, yeah. He had a hit today though. He did. He had a hit today.
Moving on. Carlos Santana has also been abysmal in his last 7. Yeah, 111 batting average with a 254 OPS, which I think might actually be the worst on the. Nope, never mind. Not the worst.
And really,
never mind. That sucks.
Okay, so listen, Carlos, except for a few weeks in May.
Hey, but you know what? Like everybody's been talking about.
He's gonna get
Like
hot.
everyone's been saying, hey, he's 39. His age might catch up to him.
Yeah,
Good thing we signed him.
Well, there you go.
No, listen though, listen, Carlos is
This is a rough stretch for Carlos.
It is a rough stretch for Carlos. But do I believe Carlos Santana can turn it around and be at least a productive player? Yes, absolutely. He knows how. He's been here before. He's not going to get shook by this latest stretch of not hitting. He's not going to get shook by that. He understands why he's sitting out games now and they're giving other people opportunities. He gets it. He's a trade piece possibly for a team looking for a veteran first baseman who can come in and help the team. So, there's still possibilities for him. But again, helping this team right now, he's struggling.
Yeah, we kid, but the reason why they signed Carlos Santana is because you're avoiding the roller coaster that Josh Naylor took you on. So, they were trying to keep it as even keel as possible and as consistent as possible. This is just a rough 7 games.
Yep,
that's all.
I agree.
It's not really the roller coaster that we're accustomed to. So, David Fry still adjusting to.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even going to say major league pitching. I think he's still adjusting to seeing a baseball come out of someone's hand.
it's still a
period.
small sample size. He's been out for a while now. So
They rushed him back, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, I agree.
He's all he can do is DH.
I still think I think he'll be productive, but I think we're looking at All-Star break or beyond before he's really productive. So then we go to
sorry,
Kyle Manzardo.
I'm getting attacked over here.
Kyle Manzardo.
Kyle Manzardo hitting 273, 713 OPS on his last 7. He needs to play every single day.
Yeah, he does.
We can beat this to death. We're gonna talk about it until it happens.
He's one of the guys, him and Angel Martinez, we feel like those are the two guys. This is their time. This is their time to prove that they can make the adjustments. And if you sit them down when they're in their down slide, I don't think that's fair to give them the chance to adjust.
Well, it's not like whoever we replace them with is going to necessarily play better.
No one's going to come in and tear it up right now,
that's the
so
thing.
why not let them play?
We don't have a proven replacement.
Yep.
So, Manzardo, there's a reason you moved on from Josh Naylor because of Kyle Manzardo.
Right.
Let's make that abundantly clear.
Give it a chance.
You give it a shot. And what did we say at the beginning of the month? We said June is going to be the month of answers. And Kyle Manzardo's starting to pick it up.
Right.
He's making his adjustments little by little. It's incremental, but it's getting there.
And he's one of the few guys we didn't bury with 2,000 minor league at bats before we brought him up. So he has a chance to adjust to major league pitching now.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He is his profile in the minor leagues. You knew he was going to come in and be a very good major league contact hitter, and he seemingly developed power to start the year. So he just needs to start to put that together. He's got to figure it out.
Make those adjustments. Let's go. Got this, Kyle.
Gabriel Arias really struggling, but playing a really good shortstop.
Yeah,
Not that good.
It's been pretty good.
he's been pretty solid. He looks really smooth out there. He looks confident out there. He had a hit today too.
At the very least, he's not allowing his horrid at bats follow him into the field, like we've seen in the past. So that's a plus if we're trying to keep it positive. But his 091 average in his last 7 isn't really getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think at this point, like we talked about last week, at this point we may be seeing, like, we know he's a streaky hitter, so we may be seeing just this is what Arias is.
He's not a streaky hitter, though.
On the season, he's hitting 240. I mean, it's not like he's...
A streaky hitter would mean he'd have a good stretch of games. He usually just has a bad stretch of games, and then he has a game where he gets
and then
hits,
a worse stretch of games to make his bad
but again,
stretch
if
look
you have a guy,
good.
if you have a guy who's like a Gold Glove shortstop caliber guy, and he's can hit league average, I mean, he's still a bonus.
He's not
for your
hitting
team.
close to league average.
He's just below league average.
No, his OPS plus is like 70 something. He's not even close.
I get that. I'm just saying he's not the best hitter. That's what I'm saying.
He kind of is
we
what
know
he
this
is.
now. We kind of know this. He's had.
I don't know.
But again, we buried him under over 2,000 minor league at bats before we give him the opportunity to make major league adjustments, and now he is the hitter he is. So we trained him to be this hitter.
We should have just left Rocchio.
Now we got to deal with it.
I don't think we're going to see Rocchio again.
Rocchio can't hit 230 in AAA.
Neither of them can hit, so I'd rather have Rocchio's glove at short.
I don't know. He's playing second base, and he's playing second base.
That's
in
just because
Columbus,
they move people.
It's strange. It's strange to see Rocchio get a full season in major leagues and go down and hit like he's hitting in AAA. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what's happening.
He's all but given up.
It's got to be like
it's a mentality thing.
Problem thing.
It has been for him though.
It has both of them. Both of them are.
Yeah.
And Arias last year was the same way.
And now, but see, this is the problem. We talked about this over and over again. The organization they backed themselves into a corner. You're now in a situation where you have nothing at shortstop. There is nothing there.
Well, you do have something at shortstop. It's
not till next year.
Literally.
Well, it's moving Schneemann and Angel to short and having the platoon, and then having Brito play second.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And it's the best player in your minor leagues playing shortstop in your AA team with over 1,000 at bats already, which is criminal, by the way, that he's still in AA with over 1,000 at bats. It's unbelievable what they're doing to Canal. And if they don't get him up to AAA and start working him up to the majors, they're wasting another player in the minor leagues.
At the earliest we'll see him is next July.
That's unbearable
to
think
disgusting.
He's going to have another 2,000 at bat guy in the minor leagues with crazy upside potential, and he's 21 and we're not moving him. Just sitting in AA, doing nothing, not working. He's not working on his game in AA.
No.
That's not happening.
Nope.
He's not working on improving in AA. It's not happening. He's already probably the most talented player in your organization, and you're not bringing him up. It makes no sense.
Next name on the list, though, is kind of a bright spot over the last 7. Nolan Jones has an 850 OPS, so he's still kind of putting things together. I don't know when it's fully going to click or if it ever is fully going to click, but
again, I think he's
slowly getting there, just like
I just think he's
Manzardo.
I think he's getting to the point where you're seeing we know who he is.
He's starting to reach his ceiling.
Like this is it. This is who he is. He's going to have streaks of good and bad, but this is kind of who he is. And if that is as good as you need for right field, so be it. But I got to tell you, guys like Jones and Arias, and these are like, I mean, Jones is like a nine hitter on a championship team.
Well, Nolan Jones on a championship team is probably a 4th outfielder because he has the potential to play all 3 positions, and he hits a little bit.
Right. You got to hit better than this to be a player on a championship team. I can tell you that.
And then we come to Bo Naylor, who has been the worst hitter on the team in the last week.
Yeah, it's been really bad to watch. I mean, listen, it's hard to imagine, but he was at his peak with our team coming in as a rookie, and he's never been able to regain that momentum.
Yeah, that first call up, or I guess it was the very end of that first call up.
That was it. That was the best.
Not the very first call up, but
best we've seen
the
at the
first
plate
fall.
Out of a promising minor league catching hitter. I don't know. I don't know where to go with Bo at this point.
At this point, you just kind of have to go with it because what else do you have?
I feel like
this is another situation where what else do you have at that position?
It's not even like okay, he's overwhelmed as a catcher, so if we move him to first base or DH, he'd be a better hitter. I don't think that's accurate.
No, I agree. And last but not least, J-Rod is on his last leg, and I think DeLauder is coming quick, and he will be the one to go. Jonathan Rodriguez is just, I don't know.
All of our right-handed bats.
Yeah, he's what he is.
Guys, listen.
He's a quad A player.
No, we made
him.
We made J-Rod.
Yeah.
We made 2,000 plus minor league at bats.
Player of the
year,
the whole thing.
Just left him rot in AAA until now he is a AAA hitter. That's what he is, a AAA player. We left him rot there, even though he had potential to come up and figure it out in the major leagues. We allowed him to get used to minor league pitching, like to the extent where it's like it would take him 2,000 at bats in the major leagues to just figure this out.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, our first break of the day. And when we come back, we're going to talk upgrades. We're going to talk why is the moment so right this week for call-ups? If you're serious about your game, you've got to check out 44 Pro. They make fully customizable baseball or softball gear made with pro-level quality. And the best part? You design it your way. From colors to stitching, every detail is yours to choose. And here's a bonus. Use the code DHGuards25. That's DHGUARDS25. And get 25% off now through the end of July. Order today and get great custom gear delivered right to your door. Click the link in the episode description below and start creating your gear. 44 Pro. Custom is better. Welcome back in. So what I want to do right now, I want to set the scene. Because I feel like this week of all weeks would be the perfect time to get rookie summit bats.
Not if you're trying to manipulate service time like we do.
Well, let me just explain. Let me explain why I feel this way.
We're past that point now.
I'm going to run down the list. Supposedly it's July 4th.
Yeah.
According to,
That's
I guess
right.
you
That's
said
right.
it was a
Yeah,
Yankees reporter.
I think a Yankees reporter
Called
called out the front office of the Yankees because they have a guy who's ready to come up and pitch who was starting with them the beginning of the season but got hurt. And
I think pitching's different though, because pitching is innings, right?
Yeah, but
I guess that's true.
But he's
that
ready.
would make sense.
But he's ready to come up, and they said, "Well, we want him to work on a few things." And the reporter pointed out that, "Well, yeah, isn't it true that you get him for another year if you wait till July 6th?" And it was kind of crickets, but yeah.
Anyway, so let me just run down this list. My brain has kind of invented this world where if you don't bring up Chase DeLauter on Tuesday, then the world's probably just going to explode. It could be World War III. Who knows? Who knows at this point? So
that won't be the reason for World War III.
Yeah, it would be. Chase DeLauter not coming up would absolutely cause World War III.
Okay, so here's the problem. What we know is what our organization has done to so many players.
Yes, but this is a time for new beginnings.
For them to change right now and say, hey, you know what? We've been listening to the Guards podcast. We've been listening to it. And those guys are right. We need to fix this and start bringing these guys out. I don't know that that's happening.
Well, this is going to be the episode that does it. Are you ready? Let's do this.
This is the one.
So,
okay, listen, everyone out there, we need you to send whatever messages you need to. Send the good vibes to the Guardians and tell them they got to listen to this podcast.
This is the time. This is the time right now. Lock in. You ready? There's never been a more opportune time for call-ups than right this very minute. This week, okay, you have Toronto and St. Louis, a 6-game homestand. Yeah. So the first 6 games of your career, you get to play at home, which means the first week and a half, almost 2 weeks of Major League games will be spent at home in your home stadium in Cleveland, you getting acclimated to the atmosphere.
All right, but listen.
And I'm telling you right now, if you call up Chase DeLauter, you're selling out 6 games in a row.
All right, say who you think they should call up or who you think they're going to call up on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Jhonkensy Noel. They're pretty clearly going to send down Rodriguez.
Notice I didn't say
Jhonkensy
anyone.
Noel.
I was silent. I don't think they're going to
Jhonkensy,
bring anybody up.
He hit 2 home runs in his Sunday game.
All right, listen, let's just say you're right. Let's say you're right. Let's say they bring Chase DeLauter.
Oh, I'm not even done.
On a miracle, though. On a miracle, let's say they just bring him up. Let's just say they bring him up. On a miracle. On a Guardians miracle. We all get together. We send these vibes to the front office. And Antonetti says, hey, I'm getting a signal from all our fans. We need to bring this guy up and we need to play him. And we actually do it. Here's what happens.
Chris Antonetti,
let's walk
known
through.
telepath.
Let's walk through his first week. In the normal Guardians call-up. The first game.
How many lefties are we playing?
Timeout. The first game, he comes up and sits in the dugout and watches the first game. And then if we're down,
find your seat.
Then if we're down 6 runs in the 8th inning, he gets a pinch hit. So there you go.
A home run.
So there we go. Pinch hit in
Home
the 8th
run.
inning on game 1.
8th inning.
Game
yeah,
2.
It takes a while.
Game 2, there's a righty throwing. So we're gonna sit you again and let you watch Let you sit in the dugout and watch for the second game.
This is what
one
righties
at
look
bat.
like, Chase.
Then maybe third game, they throw a right-hander, right? And we start you. We give you a start. And
and
you hit it, but you're going to hit eighth.
Well, and
you're going to only get
you're
three
going to get two
at
at bats because they're going to bring in a lefty.
So now
and then we're going to take you out.
Then
for
we're
Davey
gonna
Fry.
pinch hit you with.
So now you've been in the dugout. Now you've been in the dugout for 3 games, and we've given you 4 total at bats. And wait a minute, no, we're only gonna give you 2 because in the 9th inning of that game, we're gonna pinch hit for you. So now you're gonna get 3 at bats in our first 3 games up. That's literally how your week's gonna start. So I'm not sure your confidence level is gonna be super high after we do that to you, but that's what's gonna happen to Chase the Ladder when he comes up under normal circumstances with rookies on our team.
All right, let's hit a quick reset. We're gonna
Was
go.
that too much?
We're gonna go positive vibes.
Was that
here.
too much? Okay, we're going positive.
Okay, so you've got a 6-game homestand to start your career, where you hit 4 home runs and you hit a walk-off double, and you play out of your mind. You might rob a home run. Who knows? The last 18 games before the All-Star break are coming up. You have 18 games coming up. 9 of them will be at home. 9 of your 18 heading into the break will be home games, and 7 of them will be against AL Central teams. Those are games that you want to get your rookies experience in.
Yeah, we have different
hang on. I'm not
views of
done.
how this might go for a rookie.
I'm not done yet. Then you come out of the break and you play 19 of your next 28 games at home. 19 of your next 28 games at home, 9 of them against AL Central teams. You couldn't write this any better. Like, you literally couldn't hand pick this to be any better for the debut of a guy that you've been waiting for this long.
Okay, so now we've just listened to the fantasy. That is the Guardians fans' mentality. That's how we are. We live in this world of fantasy. But let's talk reality.
I don't think I cherry-picked that at all.
After they screw him over for 3 games and only give him 3 at-bats in the first 3 games, they're going to actually give him another full start. Maybe they'll sit him for a day because they say, maybe it's a little too much for him. So we sit him for another game, then come back in the 5th game and play him another full game and get him 3 more bats. And then he goes like 1 for 6 now in his 6 at-bats that he got while he was up. And then they go, hey, we're going to go on this road trip.
You're not very good.
And then they go, we're going to go on this road trip. Maybe he's just not ready. So we're going to send him back down and manipulate his time again.
Are you telling me that they're going to set him up for failure?
Well,
No
I don't know that it's
way.
failure in a sense.
They would never
of-
do that.
I don't know that it's failure
It's more
in a
like
sense.
we have 5 platoons on the roster, and they all need to play every
Right,
other day for some
right.
reason.
So it's
and
not
hit.
it's not setting him up for failure because it's setting him up for failure to save us money in the long run.
But guys, Stephen Vogt doesn't like platoons.
He hates them.
He hates them. He is anti-platoon. He would never just play a
When you give him a
matchup.
roster of the roster that we have, I guess you have to fall in love with platoons eventually.
But let's get serious. Stephen Vogt came out during this horrible stretch of games where we looked terrible. Okay. And Stephen Vogt, I saw an interview with him, and Stephen Vogt says, okay, listen, I love these guys in this locker room. These are great people. These are really good players. They are working hard. He goes, I'm watching them try to work through this. Nobody wants to lose these games. They are working as hard as they can to try to make this happen. And we are actually getting down to...
We almost lost Zian.
We almost lost you.
My brain almost exploded.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But listen, this is what he said. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm telling you what the man said. He says the right things. He believes in his players. He's trying to keep it positive. He said, listen, nobody wants to lose games. There's no one in our locker room going, hey, let's go out and lose this one. He's saying we are working
There might be
hard
some
to
people.
try to fix and figure this out. So he goes, I believe in these guys. I'm going to give them as much time as I can to work this out and try to figure this out for themselves as a player and for us as a team. He goes, we're going to have to make the right moves for the team. He goes, we're going to have to. So he's trying to keep an open mind and an open door to, hey, we might have to make changes here. Even though I like these guys, we might. I think he gets it. I think he's trying to be politically correct when he's talking about his players. I am certain at night he sits at home screaming about some of these batting averages, about why some of these players are playing. I'm sure he wishes he could vent just like we do on this show.
I would imagine. Well, he's free to come on.
He is
whenever
not going
he wants
to come on the show.
Whenever he wants. Open invitation, Stephen Vogt.
Folks, do not wait for that to happen.
It's an open invitation. Why wouldn't he accept it?
Listen, because
we have 30 people that listen to our podcast.
I think we have said enough already to let him know he does not want to come on our podcast.
All right, listen, Steve. Can I call you Steve?
Can I call you Steve?
You got to crack a couple eggs to make a major league roster.
Oh, here we go.
Let's start cracking eggs.
Let's
all right?
start making omelets here.
Lane Thomas.
Crack 'em.
Crack.
Yeah.
Crackhead.
Okay, listen.
Jonathan Rodriguez. Crack.
Crack.
You can go.
Yeah.
Not that kind of crack.
You're still firing people over here.
Yes.
You're like 3 weeks into this firing everyone.
They have to go. They haven't proven anything.
Can I just?
We're halfway through the season. You got to go.
Can I just play devil's advocate here for a second?
I thought I was doing that.
With that quote that he gave, he said, "These guys are working really hard." Does that mean he thinks they suck as much as we think they suck?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Trying.
I think
They're
he gets
They're
it.
sure trying.
They're good guys, and they're working really hard.
Yes,
that means they're just not that good.
Yes. Listen, I think he is trying to say the blind date you just sent me on, she's very nice. So I think that's what he's saying about his team.
Got a great personality.
He's got a great personality. I think that's what he's saying. I really do.
Are we going
I'd
two,
like her as assistant.
Are we going 2 shows in a row where we might have to cut something out?
I have to cut that.
Yeah,
but no,
you
I'm
have
just
to cut
saying.
that one.
No, I think
that one you actually have to cut.
I think that's the gist of what I think he's trying to not be offensive to his team, but the full understanding of
it's not you.
I get
it's
it.
Me.
Our roster is not strong. Our roster is not strong. There's only we're going to work hard. We're going to try to win, but until we make changes, I think he gets it. I think he knows until they make changes, it's going to be what it is. And we need to bring DeLauder up. Right? We need to bring Kafis up.
And Brito.
We need to bring Brito up. These guys got to get up.
And
they got to start getting
for that. Messick needs a couple spot starts.
It is criminal what they've done to Juan Brito.
I just don't know who he'd start over.
At this point, in Juan Brito's career, to have 1,700 minor league at bats and not have gotten an opportunity to play in the major league is criminal.
And
for
I don't
want to
hear anything about injuries.
It's this year's in. He'd have come out in the spring.
This is one of your.
He should have got a shot last year.
But listen, it's not like listen, Mike Caprice, okay? Nothing against Mike Caprice
today.
I know, but nothing against Mike Caprice. But Mike Caprice was never ever in our top 20, top 30 prospects list. Never cracked the top of our prospects list in all his minor league at bat. He had over 2,500 bat, whatever he had. I don't even know what he had, but he's a 2,000 at bat minor league guy. Never got the opportunity because he just never showed. Juan Brito, at every level he has played for us, he's been a top 10 prospect in our system, top 20 prospect in our. To have him stuck behind 1,700 minor league at bats before he gets an opportunity is criminal. And we have done that to so many players.
We just talked about it on the last show.
After 1,700 at bats, what are you still working on in the minor leagues? What are you still working on after 1,700 at bats?
Shout out Mike Caprice, by the way. The dude was a warrior for as long as he was in the system.
Oh yeah,
put his head down, worked, just did everything.
Seasons in AAA too.
Did everything he was asked to do. Wish him well. Hope he catches on somewhere. Maybe gets another shot at the major leagues.
All I'm saying is, if you are in our top prospects list and you are recognized by our own organization as one of our top prospects, if you do anything near 1,700 at bats, they are absolutely doing you an injustice as a player, and they are lying to you about whether they believe in you or not. That's a fact. So the Guardians have to stop talking about their minor league guys and their prospects in positive light if you're giving them 2,000 at bats before they get an opportunity. That's not real, because if you look at these other teams, these guys are coming up at 21, 22, 23 years old. They have half the at bats that some of our guys are suffering through in the minor league. You're not working on anything else at 1,500 at bats plus. You're not working on anything anymore. That if you haven't figured it out at 1,500 at bats, you are not going to figure it out.
Agreed. Yep. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we are going to talk trade targets. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because boy, do we have some names for you.
Yes, we do.
Buying tickets shouldn't feel like a game of hidden fees and surprise markups. That's why we use TickPick. Whether it's concerts, sports, or theater, TickPick makes it easy to find great seats at fair prices without those sneaky service fees. What you see is what you pay. It's fast, it's easy, and honestly, it's the only trustworthy site to buy tickets. All you have to do is find the link in the episode description and start saving. It's really that simple with TickPick. Same seats, better prices. And we're back. And boy, do I have a name for you to start this thing off. Does anyone else want to go before me?
Yes, I do.
You want to go?
Oh, wait. Let me. I'll go.
I'll
go.
You
Let
don't
me
want
go.
me to say this
No,
one?
let me
Save
go.
it for last.
Okay.
Let me go. Let me go.
All right.
Let me go
I'm just gonna be
first.
over here itching.
There's the top trade prospect that we should be after.
You want to talk? Okay. Well,
Wait a minute.
frame this real quick.
Wait, we traded him away. Tyler Freeman for the Colorado Rockies.
Here we go.
How about this? Hitting 323 with a 412 on base, leading off for the Rockies every night. How about
Could be our starting
who
shortstop.
called it? Who said the breakout player of the year this year was going to be Tyler Freeman? And guess what? We traded him away, and he is the breakout player of the year.
What do you think it would take to get him?
Congratulations. You won.
What do you think it would
Unbelievable.
How's it feel?
Unbelievable.
What would it take to get him?
I'm thinking
Nolan
we have this right
Jones?
fielder.
To be honest with you, though,
Juan Brito?
to be honest with you, the way we treat rookies and up and coming players, maybe it was the best thing ever happened to Tyler Freeman that he got traded away.
Yeah, but how much of it is chorus?
They put him on the field.
None of it.
None of it. It's all singles and doubles.
He hits
dude.
the ball in the
That's
air.
what he does.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, dude. Not anymore.
He did a
figured
whole
it-
interview where he
looking at
said
it. I'm looking at his launch angle.
He actually did an interview and said, I just had to get back to being me.
Yep.
Get back to being what I do.
he said I got lost in a different system.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the
Tyler Freeman.
sauce.
and now,
yeah.
so,
now he's
so
back
the best
to
thing ever
he's
happened.
staying within himself
So-
and he's playing to his strengths.
So how about that? He goes to a different team. They throw him in the fire.
His launch angle is still pretty high.
Put him in there to figure it out.
It's
and
not as high as it
sure
was
enough,
last year, but it's still hard.
And
what are his
sure
exit
enough-
velos like?
Exit velos.
But the Colorado brought the rookie in even after
3
he got
points
hurt.
higher.
But Colorado brought the rookie in even
Last
after
year was
he got
87,
hurt.
This year's 90.
Good for him, man.
Listen, even after he got hurt, Colorado brought him in and played him and let him figure it out. And guess what? He's figuring it out.
I'm sure he's playing every day. He's not just playing on Sundays.
Yeah, or against a left-hander with
Right.
3 legs, because that's the only time you play for us if you're a right-handed rookie.
So, okay, all right. So you want to
I'm
focus?
just venting, folks.
You want to focus on? You have a couple prospect names.
No, I need you to go now.
You want me to go?
I think you
Okay.
should go with your number one guy now.
Okay.
Folks, let me just preempt this by saying all hate mail and any comments that you can make to what Brent is about to say, for those of you who are online and know Brent from social media,
If you know me,
if you know him, you are about
to
to get
chair.
this. You're about to get this one, and he deserves every comment you can make. So go ahead, Brent. Throw it out.
if you know me, you better sit down because you might faint. So
You think you know me?
you think you know me?
All right, you don't know.
So
Get it.
let me just preempt this by saying it was a long thought out
On this day, you
process.
saw clearly. Everything's
The clouds parted, the fog lifted, and one name rose above the rest.
So this is under the assumption that the organization has decided to go for it, to really make a push at that wild card spot, and they need to upgrade their floor. Not so much raise their ceiling, but they definitely need to upgrade their floor.
And do you remember that girl you went out with the nice personality? You remember her? The one you dated that one time?
Her name.
And then never called back?
Her name was Ahmed Rosario.
How about that, folks? Brent wants Ahmed Rosario
Now,
back.
hang on. Whoa. Want is a strong word.
Need.
Desire.
Okay, listen. I, for one, liked Ahmed Rosario when he played for us. I thought he added a lot
I didn't
to
hate
our
him.
team.
I just really didn't like him. And
thought he
wanted
was
him off
gatekeeping
my
Gabriel
team.
Again,
Arias.
anyone who followed
Wow.
Brent on social media,
That was an
social
eye-opener.
media knows his history with Ahmed Rosario.
I used to search his name on Twitter just to get in arguments with people. Is that bad?
That's how bad.
I think
And
that's bad.
That's
general
pretty
to
bad.
do
I-
that.
so,
shouldn't do
So
that.
Ahmed Rosario got traded away and has been bounced around from team to team. And now he's playing at a level that could definitely help us.
All I'm saying is if you have a guy like Ahmed Rosario, he bolsters your lineup against left-handed pitching. He plays second, third, short, and a corner outfield if you need him to. He is a clear upgrade at a utility spot where you could actually get a guy like Daniel Schneemann way more everyday at-bats if you have a utility guy like Ahmed Rosario to hit against left-handed pitching. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I got you.
I'm not saying
Not
he's,
as good as Tyler Freeman, but okay.
I'm not saying he would come in and save the season. I'm just saying he raises your floor. And honestly, he probably raises Jose's performance because they're BFFs. If Jose had Ahmed and Carlos on the same team together, oh my gosh, he might win an MVP.
You might.
Anybody else want to go?
Me?
What do you think?
Okay.
So,
Oh, here we go.
why'd you say that?
Oh, here we go.
So, there's this catcher, right? I think.
Bo Naylor?
No, definitely not Bo Naylor.
Mike Zunino.
Definitely not Mike Zunino. Maybe the worst catcher of all time.
Is Jan Gomes still available?
No, definitely not Jan Gomes. Not Roberto Perez either. Not Chris Jimenez.
Hey, he's doing a bang-up job on the broadcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Filling in for Manning.
I'll tell you what, his
that?
analysis is spot on.
Like
I love when he talks hitting. I don't think he was that great of a hitter,
Yeah.
but man, he knows hitting.
Well, he was a catcher.
He's
He knows
fantastic.
What not to do.
He knows pitch sequencing. He's a lot of fun to listen to.
There's this kid. I think we should think about trying to acquire him. He's in AA right now, all right? But I think you could probably call him up right away, and he'd help us. He's kind of small for a catcher, kind of small frame, left-handed hitting.
Dude. That's a call up. That's not a trade.
No. Go ahead. I haven't said anybody.
All right, go ahead.
I think we should look into acquire. He leads, if believe this or not, he leads his organization in WRC Plus right now.
I don't believe it.
Better believe it.
It's unbelievable. Who is it? Say the name.
His name is something like Cooper Angle.
See, again, not a trade. That's a
Cooper
call up.
Angle?
You think we
This
could
is his
acquire him?
That's a call
I
up.
think so. I think we
call
could
it.
get him.
It's kind of wild to have someone like that in your organization and not have them near the
Not
big
have-
leagues.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be honest.
Have them in AA.
I really have no interest in us acquiring any players because our problem is our main roster is so log jammed with the most garbage hitters that you could possibly have.
I don't think we.
I'd much rather see our good minor league players prove if they're good or not, and if they don't prove it, they're not going to play worse than how we're playing right now.
I can't argue that.
I don't know that you can bring up systematically speaking I don't know that you can
definitely
bring
made
up
the jump from Double
I
A
don't
to
know.
the major leagues.
I agree with you, but I don't think you can bring up 5 minor leaguers at one time and hope for the best.
All right, Jonathan Rodriguez.
I don't believe in
Jonathan
that.
Rodriguez gone.
Chris
Lane
Antonetti.
Thomas gone.
Prove
Bo
it.
Naylor gone. Nolan Jones gone. 5th player Arias gone. There's 5.
Chris
I
Antonetti.
get it.
Hang on, Chris Antonetti, if you're listening, which I know you are. We just want to see something. Yeah. Bring up your top 5 prospects.
Listen, the Washington.
See what happens. I don't know.
Nothing's going to happen. The Washington Nationals are playing like that this year, so
they're incredible.
Yeah, but they don't have Jose Ramirez.
I'm just all I'm saying is
they have Wood.
I
they
get
don't have
it.
Jose Ramirez.
I'm getting it. Is I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Good
but
one.
I don't know you could do all 5 at one time. I definitely think the Lauder and Kafis need to get up. Need to be up. And Brito should follow shortly after. All right. I think Brito should have broke camp with the team, to be honest with you. I think it's a shame he had to go back and take more bats and
But no, Brito shouldn't have broke camp.
Even through his struggles, he probably should have just got major league.
Let him figure it out.
He had a chance to win it in the spring, and he did not. He played very bad.
I agree with you.
To be fair, Tyler Freeman won it.
Yeah,
and he wound up in Colorado.
Traded him. So bring Brito. As soon as Tyler Freeman got traded, Brito should have come up. As soon as he got traded.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, then he got hurt.
I know.
He didn't start the minor league season.
I know. I get it. But still, he's had enough at bats. He's done working on stuff at AAA. He needs to be up. I get it. But right now, you need help immediately. And the bats that are hot are DeLauder and Kafis. They need to be up.
All right.
And Cooper Ingle.
We're burying the lead here. I'm going to throw out another name. And it's a name that I feel like we've been talking about for 5 or 6 years now.
Because they just won't trade him for some reason.
Taylor Ward. They won't win with him, and they wouldn't win without him. Well, so what's the difference?
Again, I think you could trade for Taylor Ward, and I think we'd give up some prospects for him. Whatever.
Well, he's only got a year and a half left on his contract.
But I don't think he makes or breaks your team. I don't think he's that kind of impact
really
player. He's hitting home runs. 19
home runs. He would hit
he's
fourth
not hitting
for you.
really good.
He would slot in and hit fourth for you.
He's like a 220 hitter who hits some home runs.
Yeah.
He's not a great hitter. He strikes out a bunch.
We don't have a guy that does that.
He's just a guy who hits and really
but we don't even have a league average bat in the outfield.
But this is easily the most home runs he's ever hit. Like can he keep it up?
Capitalize on it. Why? You only got him for a year and a half.
But what if you bring him over and he stops hitting home runs?
Well, you have Lane Thomas. That's what you did with him. He couldn't be worse than that.
No, but he could be.
No, he couldn't.
He could strike out just as many times. Than that. I don't know. I don't know that he's a game changer.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. He's not a game changer.
So
I think it would be a move. It would be a move that again upgrades your floor, and then next year slots you in as a much more complete roster.
I don't know, man.
Along with your call-ups,
you're going to give up. But you're going to give up.
This is assuming
you're going to give up like a talented pitcher,
probably
for a guy who you don't know if he's going to help you or not.
They're not going to develop him anyway. He's not going to hurt you.
I'm not sold on that one, man. You got. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I think if we would have done this 2 years ago, we wouldn't be we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't even be looking at a trade target right now because he helps you in the ALCS.
Right.
By the way,
I don't know if they would have given him up 2 years ago.
No, they. I mean, obviously not. But in that same vein, there's Joe Adell, who has finally figured something out. I mean, he's raking against right-handed pitching, and he's even above average against lefties. And he's got 2.5 years left on his deal. So if he has actually figured something out, which he has so many major league at-bats right now, that it's hard for me to believe that he hasn't figured something out. I view him as kind of similar in the way of a Jason Hayward, maybe potentially a better hitter, a better all-around hitter, but a guy who it kind of took him a minute to figure things out. But when he did, he all of a sudden has a 16-year career. You know,
I think he could be now Joe Adell could be an upgrade to our center, right? But is it the long term? Is he going to be better than DeLauder? Is he going to be better than Kafis?
No, but
be better than DeLauder.
If you're looking at your roster right now, Thomas comes off the books. Nolan Jones probably isn't going to stick around that long. If he does, he's a fourth outfielder. He's not an everyday guy. Jhonkensy Noel may not ever be back. Will Brennan probably is never going to be back.
I don't think Jones can be a fourth outfielder.
Sure he could.
Because he's left-handed.
He could do it.
No. Because his at-bats would be against right-handed pitchers. That's pretty much every day.
Well, if you only play matchups, but Stephen Vogt hates platoons.
But again, listen, if Jones is hitting well, if he's on a hot streak, I mean, you can DH him. You can do whatever you want, but that's fine. But again, I think Joe Adell is an upgrade, but not a game changer.
He would be more of a you're looking for the next couple years with him. A guy that you can add to the fold.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yeah.
You got anybody?
So I do. In my mind, if we're going to make a deal, I think at this point we are looking to we're trying to bring guys on board that are going to finish out this season and help us into next year, okay, and beyond. All right, I think we need to build that first because let's face it, we've had so many pitchers hurt this year. What are the odds of all of our pitchers staying healthy the rest of the season? We got pitchers who aren't going to be back until next year now, or late this season. So if we keep on these runs of like going below 500 week after week, we're not going to be in this thing very long. So I think we need to make some deals. So there's a couple guys out there that are really solid players. They've had just a handful of major league at bats, but they have been up, but nothing serious because they are blocked by other players. And the first one is Jefferson Cuero of the Brewers, a AAA catcher for the Brewers, right-handed hitting catcher. So he started off his season hurt, all right, but he's been back now, and he's played 24 games in their AAA system, and he is like ready. He's a major league kind of ready guy, ready to come up and play, but he's not going to get the chance for the Brewers because they have an all-star catcher behind the plate. So, but in 24 games, he has 28 hits, 5 home runs, 5 doubles, and he has 15 walks to only 11 strikeouts. He understands the game.
That's an
interesting
number.
He understands how to hit. He understands the strike zone, and he is a good catcher. On top of that, he's a top prospect catcher. So I think we could make a deal for him. I think
would be interesting.
He would help us.
An Engel Cuero platoon would be really interesting.
A right-handed hitting. So we already know we have Cooper Engel coming, a left-handed hitting catcher who's maybe not the greatest defensive catcher in the world, but he's going to be a really good hitter. And now if you put this guy in that group with him, I think we have a really good righty-lefty punch behind the plate, and I think it'd be a great opportunity for them to really get a right-handed hitting catcher that can actually hit. And then
Stephen Vogt doesn't like platoons though. So.
Yeah, whatever. But then the other guy is Jordan Lawler from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah. So he is really stuck behind a couple veteran guys. He's stuck behind some guys who played well the last couple seasons. He's been up, really hasn't had any consistent opportunity to really get used to he's never been like a, hey, you're staying up guy. He's always been a, hey, you're coming up for a week and you're going back down guy.
And quite frankly, Geraldo Perdomo has taken that shortstop job and he's run away with it.
Yeah, he really has.
So, he's had the breakout of all breakout years so far.
So Jordan Lawler, I think, would be a guy. He could come in and play shortstop, second base for us. I mean, he could take over either spot.
He's a legitimate. He's an everyday shortstop.
Everyday shortstop. And in AAA, I mean, he's hitting .321 with a .411 on base in 52 games this year in AAA, 69 hits, 19 doubles, and 10 home runs. He's just an absolute murderer.
He's got nothing left to prove
He's
in
been
AAA.
there for like 3 years.
And he has been stuck in AAA. We need to get him up, bring him onto our team, and get him nothing but at bats the rest of the season.
Every single day at bats.
Hit him the 8th or 9th, whatever you got to do. But because once a guy like this figures it out and he gets his confidence going in Major League Baseball, it's over.
Is he still on the top 100 prospects, or did
he
lose his
I'm
prospects?
Has he
sure
graduated yet?
I'm sure. No, I don't even think he's been up long enough to graduate from anything yet.
I think he's up now, and I think he's coming close to.
They've been manipulating his service time because there's no room for him at this point. So I think we should absolutely.
It would
make
be
an
a great
offer for him.
opportunity
Yep.
to make a move.
Those are-
I know
those are the
they
two.
need bullpen help, and we have bullpen arms.
Yep. Those are the two guys for me that really make sense for us.
Man, if you could get, wow, that would be something, huh?
Now you have DeLauder. You bring in Lawler from Arizona. I mean, you're talking something.
Bazana's on his way.
Bazana be on his way. Engel, a right-handed hitting catcher that could really hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we really
Angel Hanau.
Angel Hanau coming up to play short. I mean, you got who may be he might be the best player in our whole system. You already got Jose. You already got Quan. I mean, we're really talking a solid lineup now. Suddenly over the next year. So
I'm going to run down a couple names here, and you guys just tell me yes or no if you're feeling it or not. Cedric Mullins.
No, because I don't want him to block DeLauder.
yeah, I think he'd be a block, and he'd only be a rental anyway. And
And he's really only hitting left-handed pitching.
yeah, and he's really
It's not-
that's all he does. He's a platoon guy.
He's not hitting righties at all.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Jesus Sanchez, I've seen that name tossed around.
Marlins.
Yeah, that's a
outfield.
huge no.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
not an
interested.
upgrade at all.
No.
And he's been up for a couple years. And
Yeah.
he's never really done anything impressive.
He is what he is, and he's not. He's barely a fourth outfielder. An interesting name that I actually was looking at, Rob Refsnyder. He has been really, really good against left-handed pitching this year. The problem is he's 32 and he would be a rental. He's kind of a journeyman, and he's found his niche in a similar way as like a Brandon Guyer type.
Jordan Luplow.
Jordan Luplow, yeah. He's crushing left-handed, like crushing 167 WRC plus against lefties this year, and not in a limited number of at-bats either. But again, he's a rental. So that would be if you're looking to make a big playoff push, if you really believe that you're going to get that wild card. Because that raises the floor of your roster exponentially. And then my sleeper, I don't know. I don't claim to know what's going on in Toronto. But George Springer has a year and a half left on his deal, and he started really, really slow, but he has turned it on. Like he looks like Houston George Springer right now.
Yeah, but they're in the hunt. They're not turning him
Well,
away.
that's the thing.
They're not getting rid of him.
You don't know what's going to happen in that division. It's such a weird situation because they could be buyers and sellers. They're that front office. They're going to get fired if they don't win this year. Let's be real. Their jobs are on the line.
They made enough moves. Yeah.
Their jobs are on the line. They locked up Vlad Guerrero Jr. They're probably going to lock up Bo Bichette to an extension. And I think Springer is the odd man out. If they can get some young prospect talent for him, this would be the year to do it.
I don't know. We'll see. I can't see them giving them up as long as they're in it.
I'm just saying
They'd have to fall apart over the next couple weeks.
They have a decent outfield right now, and I think they're rolling with 5 or 6 outfielders. Yeah. So I don't know. That's something to keep an eye on. I'd take a shot.
And we're not done talking about possible trades either, because we're going to do it over the next few weeks, because as we get closer to the deadline, I mean, we have to make a move, bringing guys up or making a deal with somebody. We could unload Carlos.
And who knows what's going to happen this week? If they do decide to make roster moves, things are going to shuffle. I mean, we're talking potential DFAs. We're talking.
There you go, getting all hopeful.
I'm just saying. If moves are made, you're going to see DFAs. You're going to see serious roster shuffling. And I don't know what that would. What does that set them up for over the course of the next few weeks? I don't know.
Okay, now listen. So basically what we're trying to say is all you dozen fans out there listening to our show.
24.
We got to focus right now.
Multi-dozen.
Send this message to the front office. Got to bring these guys up. We all got to work together and send this message to Antonetti. Send it to him.
Chris Antonetti, bring up the children.
I'm legally obligated to not say anything.
Please, you tens of people listening.
Tens of
Send
people.
this message.
All right, real quick. I want to announce our week 1 giveaway winner. Those of you who entered, thank you so much. We're starting to get a nice little subscription following on YouTube now, which is new. That's really, really awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Listen, with the number of listeners that we have, you got a really good chance of winning.
You do. The odds are in your favor, let me tell you. So shout out to our week 1 giveaway winner, Alex Beckley.
Yay!
A.K.A.
Alex.
at Scholar of Trash on Twitter.
The Scholar of Trash.
The Scholar of Trash.
Wow, that's right up our alley.
I'll tell you what. You're, my friend, you came to the right place. If that's you, shoot me a message at Don't Mess It Up or at DH_guards on Twitter, or comment on YouTube or wherever you're listening to claim your prize. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, favorite, rate, or review depending on your platform of choice, and don't be afraid to interact. You can find us on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts. Check out our giveaway on Twitter. Week 2's prize will be unveiled on Monday, so be on the lookout for that. We're in for a very interesting week. If we see some roster moves, everyone's going to be happy. And if we don't, just dust off your pitchforks and we'll all storm the field together. So until next time, have fun, stay safe, and as always, go Guards.
See ya.